Right everybody, this is a lesson review for one of my lessons who's sat here now with me, David, and what we've been looking at is consistency of strike today. So had a couple of lessons already, we were just building the swing up, and then what we've been finding with David is that the consistency of strike was starting to go, so we're getting a few tops, a few thins and a couple out of the toe there, and what we had a look at to start with is one of the things, if you are struggling with actually making a crisp contact with your irons, you should always, start with having a look at weight transfer. And what we'll see here, if I just draw this line on the outside here for yourselves and David, what we'll see now as he actually starts to come down, we were struggling to actually get contact with the golf ball, and what we'll see now as we go back, looking good, pretty good with the backswing, and then as we come through, what ideally we'd like to happen now is this hip and the chest to get towards this yellow line, get a lot closer to it into impact, as we see just hanging back a little bit, and it gives the appearance that the spine's actually moving up out this way. So as we come through, as we see here now, we get a little bit of a topping action, and if I just throw in the down the line visual there, you'll be able to see the strike a little bit better. So as we go through, facing a great position up there, and he just looks a little bit cramped there. So as we see, oh, that's the wrong one I've put in, sorry. As we just put this one back in, as we go through here, we can see there now the club is actually bottoming out before the golf ball, so hence why the bottom of the golf ball is now actually reaching the top of the golf ball. So as we see that, we get a bit of a topped strike there. So what we looked at with David, and as we talked about it, we actually have a chalk line just down here outside his left foot. But for your visual, as you're looking at this now, what we want is him to get closer towards this line. Feel that the left hip at the start of the downswing is bumping out towards it. So as he gets towards impact, his left hip would now be on the yellow line, and also the chest would now be in front of the golf ball. So the low point of his arc is going to be somewhere out here. And we had a little bit of a chalk divot there as we went through the lesson for David to try and knock out. So what I want to see more from you, David, as we go through, and as we've had that better understanding of the weight transfer now, starting it with the legs and then working up to the hands being the last thing, and the club coming down, as we see here, getting into impact even before it now, as opposed to on the old one, never actually gets to the line even before impact. Here now, as we see David, bang, crisp clean strike. We see the one here topped off there, as where here we get ball, nice clean contact here, really nice neutral face, loads of extension through the golf ball, and finishing more over this yellow line, as where here takes a little bit of time to get over it, and almost in a couple of them we had David falling back a little bit from the target. So for you, your homework, like I said, put that club, and this is a great tip for anyone watching at home, even if you have one of your clubs, just have it on the inside of your left heel there, so you can do this as your drill as you go to practice. Now as you're going to practice, you feel at impact you've got in front of that club inside your lead heel now, as opposed to the chest hanging back behind it. Now with a good weight transfer, you're going to feel you're going to get more in front of it. So great lesson, that really impressed with those strikes, and then the drivers you finished with at the end, we only needed to see a couple because they were that good. So fantastic work there, David. If anybody does want to come down and see me at Trafford Golf Centre, all the details are below for there, so make sure you click those links and get booked in, and hopefully you'll start striking it like David soon.